two travelers in Mexico, and we are in Jardín Sanchez today in San Luis Potosi, and we're going to be answering some questions that were recently posed to us. And I'll let Paulette start off with the first
I have to
one.
read them, sorry, because some of them are long. Okay, so the first question was from Blanca. When you purchase a home in Mexico, do you get the title of the home after the purchase immediately? I have no knowledge about the law in Mexico. So the answer is yes and no. After everything is done at the notary office, and the last thing is that you get the deed, you get a copy of a deed, and it's probably like on an 11 by 8.5 sheet of paper, several pages, front and back. And it's basically your temporary deed until the actual deed comes in, which they tell you will be 3 to 4 months.
This next question comes from Janine, and she asked, we are in the early stages of planning a trip by car to Mexico. Plans are to spend a couple of months traveling, and we are thinking of spending a few days or a week in San Luis Potosi. What are some of the things that you would recommend to do and see in your adopted town? We are 4 young seniors and will have dogs with us. I recommend, of course, checking out Historical Centro. You could spend probably at least a couple of days checking that out. If you're into museums, definitely go to the Leonora Carrington Museum.
For sure.
That was just amazing. Check out some of the parks like the one we're in, or Jardín Tequis, or any of the other small little parks.
There's a lot of parks in Mexico, for sure.
And Parque Tangamanga, which is huge, but also definitely worth checking out if you like park settings and that kind of thing.
Did they say that they have a car? Is that what they said? Short-term memory here, seniors. They don't? Yeah, by car, that's what I thought. Okay.
So, go ahead.
Okay, so my suggestion is definitely go to Zacatecas, which is about a 2-hour drive. I would suggest going to what's the other one? Aguas Calientes. I would do that, which is again about another 2.5 hour drive. What is it? Guanajuato?
Guanajuato's, yeah, I'm guessing probably also in about the 2.5 hour
Yeah,
drive
2.5
range.
hour, maybe a 3-hour range, something like that.
Querétaro is another easy drive.
Yeah, that's another easy drive, and I think that you guys would really enjoy going to places like that.
Right.
I think that you may stay the night because it's about a 2.5 hour drive each way.
Yeah.
Just stay on the toll roads. Pretty simple drive, pretty easy. Guanajuato, however, you're going to have problems with parking for sure.
Yeah, I would definitely park somewhere and then ride the buses or something, or maybe even take the bus if you're in San Luis Potosi to Guanajuato, and just ride the bus system around in there, because otherwise the driving there can be a nightmare.
Right, so that's our suggestions.
Yeah, and maybe if you're talking about, there's some flies flying around here. We're not crazy, not yet anyway. But there are a lot of museums around here.
The Mask Museum
we're checking
is another
out
one.
the Mask Museum. The churches, even if you're not religious, just the architecture, both inside and out, is just truly astonishing.
And a lot of great restaurants, so too many to even name.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is from D. We've only been flying to Mexico. We are in the process of buying a car in Mexico. So now I'm waiting to drive all over and visit other parts of Mexico by car. What kind of issues do you see driving through Mexico? Are you ever scared? And toll roads?
Right. We've never been scared. Of course, we obey a lot of the rules that people tell you. Don't drive at night, things like that. But it's not really because it's going to be dangerous. Not driving at night is more because animals come out onto the road and
That's
you
right.
can't see them or won't see them in time.
And the potholes.
Right, and the potholes.
And the topes.
And some of the topes will launch you into low Earth orbit if you're going too fast. But the roads are generally very good here. Just pay attention to, there's some driving tendencies that Mexicans have here. They drive a lot on the shoulder of the road, but that's more to let people behind them pass than it is for anything else.
Right.
We've never been afraid or nervous or scared or anything.
Right, just
like
stay
that
on
about
your
driving.
toll roads.
Yeah.
Is my suggestion, because if you do have car problems or something like that, your little receipt that you get at the toll plazas will allow you to have the Green Angels called,
come
and it's a free service that they offer. You just have to have your tag to show them. So that's our suggestions, being here for like a year and a half.
Right. It acts, the toll tickets actually act as a kind of insurance for you.
Yeah.
So definitely keep those.
Yeah, and we, like I said, we've never had any issues at all. Sometimes there'll be like the police that'll do like roadside checks or something like that when you pass through. Not a big deal. They'll just let you through. Yeah, we've really had no problems at all. We've never been pulled over by the police.
Yeah, and we're driving a U.S. plated car. We've never been pulled over.
Right. So I hope that answers your question, Dee.
So our next questions come from Jeff. The first one is, as your stay in Mexico has now lengthened, what needs and desires do you see decreasing and which are increasing?
And then it gives you an example. For example, go ahead.
For example, more of a need, a sense of community and relationships, less a desire to travel, more desire for communication with family and friends in the U.S. We'll just start off with those. I would say our desire, now that we're in San Luis Potosi long term, is going to be to develop more relationships here with both expats and Mexicans, become more involved in the community, do some volunteer work, things like that. We already donate everything that we make off YouTube to charities, but we want to do a little bit more than that.
Give back to Mexico.
Right. Has it decreased our need or desire to travel? No, we still want to travel around Mexico. We're just kind of home based right now because we're working on our house, kind of overseeing that.
Less desire to learn Spanish, you say, Jeff?
Yeah.
We have the desire.
Yeah.
That we have. Right, honey?
Yeah, we just need to be more motivated.
We need to be more disciplined.
Yeah.
Like you, Jeff. More disciplined.
And then he asked, also, in what ways is your current experience different from the expectations you had after living in Mexico for, say, 3 to 4 months? Well, the first part of our journey in Mexico was living in Morelia. And we moved there just before the pandemic hit. So we didn't really get out much in the beginning, and so we didn't really integrate that much into Morelia there. I don't think, in terms of developing social relationships. We did develop some.
They have like an expat community thing where they do coffee once a month and they do dinners once a month.
Right. But now that we're here in San Luis Potosi, which for me, it's got a different vibe than Morelia. There's nothing against Morelia, but the people to me just seem a little more friendly here, a little more accepting. And again, this goes back to our desire of wanting to integrate ourselves more into society here. Do we miss family? Yeah, we do, absolutely. And I'm not being lighthearted about it or anything, because that truly is a factor. However, there's always Zoom calls or WhatsApp or
Duo,
Duo,
Facebook chats. I
Right.
mean, you can do that FaceTime with
Right.
one another.
Many ways to stay in contact for sure. So the next question comes from Dina.
That was supposed to be mine.
Okay,
We're switching
I'll
off.
want to do the next question.
I haven't even read it. I don't think. Dinah? Is that how you would say
I
that?
think it's Dina.
Dina? Dina? Okay, Dina. We will be down for a month mid-June, July to scope out 4-week Spanish immersion program for me in September. Looking at Merida and Puebla, do you have any recommendations for short-term health insurance policies? My husband is Mexican, so he can use the health care down there. Just looking for me and wondering if it's worth it, for a month or two. I'm very healthy, but no one knows what can happen.
Yeah. We haven't had temporary insurance here, so we don't know, or like traveler's insurance. We've had Eames pretty much the whole time we've been here. But
We had the private insurance in
and we
Aurelia
had a
too.
private insurance too, but those were, those are 1 year at a time. My best suggestion to you would be you can just pay as you go. If there's an issue that comes up, and if there's a major issue that comes up, you can go to an Insabi hospital, which is free. I don't necessarily recommend that people take advantage of that system because it's financially might be a little bit burdened.
Draining on Mexico.
Yeah, but those would be my recommendations. Insabi has contracts with almost every state in Mexico, so you would have to check to see if they have a contract with any Yucatan where you're going to be in Merida.
Yeah, and if anything develops, if you get some kind of tummy issues, just go to your local pharmacy down the street.
Yeah.
What is it what's that guy's name? Dr. what?
Oh, Dr. Simi.
Dr. Simi.
Dancing Dr. Simi.
Yeah, exactly. Mark doesn't really have the moves down, but that's okay.
That's right.
We love him anyhow for trying.
That doesn't stop me.
But yeah, a lot of the pharmacies have the doctor's office right there, and it's really not very much. I would guess,
Yeah.
like 30 pesos, which is like
30.
maybe $1.50.
30, 40 pesos.
Yeah,
mean-
it's not that much. Maybe the most might be $5 US, maybe, 100 pesos, but I've never seen them that much. It just depends, where you want to go and, what the prices are there. But basically, they'll see you and they'll take their time seeing you for whatever is ailing you and write you a prescription to get your stuff filled right then and there. And prices are very reasonable, so,
Just to give you an example, I was having some stomach issues in Morelia, and so I just went up to the pharmacy, and I knew that there was like a doctor's office attached to it, and he saw me.
it was $2.
He gave me a very thorough examination. We were probably in his office for 45 minutes or an hour.
Yeah.
And at the end, his charge was 40 pesos.
$2.
We gave him 100 pesos just because, and he gave me a prescription to go to a pharmacy to get the proper medications.
Yeah, which was right there, so not a problem. I think traveler's insurance, I had somebody contact me, what was it, a French company or something that does the travel insurance, and it was exceedingly high. It was like
several $100s a
about
month.
$400 to $450 a person, and it covered you anywhere throughout your travel destinations.
Was that a month?
That was a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather just wing it myself. We have IMSS, the government insurance that we bought into, which there's this gnat around here. It's driving me nuts. That ran us about $650 each, I think, for the year.
Yeah.
We haven't really used it, but that's on us.
Yeah, but it's good to have in case we are somewhere and need medical attention for whatever reason, if we're traveling to other states and what have you.
And what I learned to do now is I carry our little, it's like a little booklet for IMSS. I carry it in my purse.
Right.
Just in case we're traveling and some kind of emergency develops. It shouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah. If you need to be seen, you just go to the emergency room and they take you in.
And again, you know, if it's something minor, just go to the local pharmacy and be seen there. And if you need a prescription, even if you need an x-ray or an ultrasound, it is so cheap here, this net. I'm going to kill it.
We might be cutting that part out.
Oh, there's like 4 of them right here. They're just driving me crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that would be my suggestion is don't worry about it. Even if you want to go to a private facility, then go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
You know, and they take charge cards.
Yeah, there's quality medical care everywhere here in Mexico.
Yeah, and just to tell you, I mean, I know somebody that had a hip replacement in Morelia, and their fee for hospitalization, hip replacement, follow-up, I think it even included the therapy sessions afterwards, was like 10 grand. So I'm just throwing that out there. You're going to have to make that final decision though on what you want to do, but that's our suggestion. Okay, you want to take the next one?
Yeah, that's the last one.
Oh, the last one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gloria asks, I'm hoping to drive my first time from San Marcos, Texas to Dolores, Hidalgo in August. Which border crossing in Texas is advised and why? I have been warned that Laredo is experiencing robberies. Also, in what town and what hotel on that route is recommended for spending a night on the road with my dog? Thank you. Well, we can answer the first part of that question. Laredo, I looked on a map, assuming that you're going to Dolores, Hidalgo, and Guanajuato. Laredo is actually going to be your closest crossing point, and it's not bad. You know, you can cross the Columbia Bridge, and everything is right there. If you go through like Nuevo Laredo, like we have done, if you get there after about 8 o'clock, I believe they do police escorts out to Federal Highway 85, which takes you to Monterey and past Monterey, and then you would actually connect onto Federal Highway 57, which goes through our neck of the woods here in San Luis Potosi and takes you into pretty close to Dolores Hidalgo. So for you, I would still recommend going through the Laredo crossing. If you're a little bit concerned about it, do the Columbia Bridge, which is just a few miles away from that. If not, just try to get to the Nuevo Laredo crossing at 8 o'clock or a little bit after. Keep in mind that you'll have to go to the Aduana and IMSS, which is right there, to get a tip for your car and to get your passport stamped and all that.
Yeah, I'm assuming that you're going to be on a tourist visa for 6 months.
Right. And then just
you'll have to also, let me just say something, sorry. You also, when you get that tip insurance, or tip permit, imported, what is it, temporary import permit, the tip, you're also going to need Mexican insurance. And you can buy that also at the border where you're going to be getting your tip.
Yeah.
Or you can look into it before you actually come on your trip and get it effective maybe, a week before you come or something like that, a couple of days before you come, to see if they'll cover you for a 6 months period. I don't know whether it is more expensive to buy it at the border when you're getting your tip, but I know that there's a bunch of people there that sell it.
Right. And as for the pet-friendly hotels, I've heard that a lot of people stop in Metwala. A lot of people like it there, and I believe there are some hotels there that are pet-friendly.
I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what places to check out. Go to some of the sites. Go to our site too and ask some people. There's a lot of knowledgeable people on there.
Yeah.
Or go to some, just some expat sites on Facebook and ask the question there. I'm sure that you'll get some answers that you need. Anything else?
No, I think that's a wrap from the two travelers in Mexico.
And as always,
What she did.
talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Adios.
Paulette and I are about ready to go into this little artist market that's here in the park, so we'll have to mask up, and I think they're playing copyrighted music, so we'll take some video, but it might be silent video.
So cute.
Hello. Well, this is a kokedama, that is the name. And this is from an ancient tradition from Japan, where Japanese people used to do this technique to travel with their plants. And instead of using a base pot, how would you call it?
Pot.
Yeah, a pot. You only do this, and then you take your kokedama and you put it inside of the water for like 5 minutes until it stops bubbling, and then it will keep wet for a whole week, and you will not need to water it over and over again, and it will not spill any water because of the things that it has.
Right.
And it will be like this, and when it grows you can plant it on a pot, but you don't have to cut anything.
Now, what do these sell for? What do they cost for like a size like this one?
¿Cuánto cuesta? 75.
Oh,
75 pesos.
Okay.
Yeah, but they are amazing, and it's a great gift, or yeah, or like a souvenir or something. It's really gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah, and it's like a very innovative technique or
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
Very nice.
yeah.
Thank you.
No, thank you.